Anniston's West 15th Street Business District is getting a major facelift this fall.
Those 90-degree temperatures are gone for a while across East Alabama. We'll talk about a return to the 80s for the next several days. Our complete forecast is coming up.
Coming up in sports, we'll visit with the Anniston Bulldogs as they get ready for their top 10 matchup with Jacksonville. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Good evening, and thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News for Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
2 years ago, Anniston received a state grant of $640,000 for streetscape improvements along Anniston's West 15th Street, which was once the heart of the city's black-owned business district. Planning, surveying, and engineering are now complete. The streetscape project is scheduled to begin next week. Traffic may be reduced to one lane at various stages of the project to allow for the removal and replacement of those items. The construction phase of this project will last 90 days, barring any extension due to weather or unforeseen circumstances.
America's retirees may be getting a bigger cost of living raise next year than expected. The nonpartisan Senior Citizens League released a report today showing that the Consumer Price Index increased more than previously thought this summer. That means next year's raise will likely be 3.2% instead of the expected 3%. It would raise the average monthly retiree benefit of $1,790 by $57.30. The Social Security Administration is expected to announce the cost of living raise for 2024 in mid-October. The higher payments will begin in January.
When we come back, we'll tell you about some new COVID numbers that were just released.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
The COVID count continues to climb week to week in Alabama, but hospitalizations from the illness are down significantly from this time last year. During the week ending September 2nd, there were 410 new hospitalizations in Alabama due to the illness. During the same period last year, Alabama hospitals reported 675 hospitalizations. Similarly, the number of COVID-related hospitalizations is increasing week to week across the country. The same pattern is seen closer to home, where the number of COVID-related hospitalizations increased from the last week in August to the first week in September in Calhoun, Cleburne, and Etowah counties. Despite the climb, the total number of new hospitalizations is relatively small. In Etowah County, there were 29 new COVID-related hospitalizations for the week ending September 2nd. And in that same time period, there were 23 new COVID-related hospitalizations in Calhoun and Cleburne counties.
The Oxford Police Department needs your help in locating the following 3 individuals. Allison Ann Willard has an outstanding warrant for theft of property in the 4th degree. James Edward Preston has an outstanding warrant for criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, and Susan Cooper Stokes has an outstanding warrant for criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. If you have any information about the whereabouts of these 3 individuals, please contact the Oxford Police Department at either 256-831-3121 or 256-835-6122.
It's homecoming week in Oxford. We'll tell you more about that when we return.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Both Oxford and Jacksonville high schools are holding their homecoming festivities this week, closing off streets for their traditional homecoming parades. Oxford's parade will begin at 6 Thursday evening in front of the First Baptist Church of Oxford, and then goes through downtown and ends up at Martin's Clothing Store. A community pep rally at Oxford High School Stadium will follow at the end of that parade.
I have a lot of good memories from that parade. I'm an Oxford High School alum, so I know that'll be a lot of fun for everybody. Hopefully we'll have good weather.
Did you get to ride in the back of the car and wave at people?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, do your hand ever get tired doing that? I mean, I didn't know.
It was so long ago, I don't really remember mine.
Did you throw candy?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, well, that's important.
Absolutely it is. Now, hopefully those guys will have, and ladies, will have some great weather to enjoy. It'll be parade weather. To tell us more about that, John Holder joins us now in the EAN Weather Center. John?
Mike and Katie, homecoming always brings the thoughts of cooler weather, and indeed we have a little bit cooler weather coming to East Alabama. We'll have the homecoming forecast details and a whole lot more next.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Well, as promised today across East Alabama, temperatures actually below normal for this time of year. Temperatures much cooler than yesterday by about 6 or 7 degrees. 86 for the high today. The low this morning at 69 degrees. That's about where we should be for this time of year. Those morning lows will be a little bit cooler coming for the next several mornings. Our record high temperature, 100 degrees. That was just 4 years ago, back in 2019. The record low at 48 degrees. And you see the sunrise and sunset times as the days continue to get about 2 minutes shorter each day. Weather on your street for your Wednesday night. Mostly cloudy skies out there. Lindell Drive out in Sachs just off U.S. Highway 431. 66 for the low. There's a chance we might see still a pop-up shower or two out there. That chance of rain tonight only about 10 to 20%. Coming up tomorrow, going to take you out to Robertson Road in Golden Springs. Below normal temps. The high tomorrow only 82 degrees. Will be about 4 or 5 degrees below the average for this time tomorrow. So this is going to be a great day coming up. Again, a small chance of a shower tomorrow afternoon with the heating of the day, but that chance of rain only about 1 in 3. And as we look at the start of the weekend coming up Friday, early in the day on Saturday, calm weather. That's the story. No extreme weather to talk about out on Little John Drive in Pleasant Valley. Temperatures will be in the 80s out there for the most part. The chance of rain only about 25% coming up for the next several days. All in all, some calm weather here in the middle of September in Alabama. We'll take it. You'll see more calm weather coming in our 7-day forecast. Chance of rain most days only averaging about 30% through the weekend. There will be a bit of an uptick in the shower and thunderstorm activity on Saturday afternoon. Chance of rain then bumping up to 50%, but not an all-day rain. And you'll see the temperatures are going to remain below normal all the way through the weekend. Nighttime lows below normal as well. And then we'll have another dry spell coming up as we head into next week. By Monday, highs will be getting into the lower 80s, staying that way for the most part. Look at some of these nighttime lows. Monday morning dropping down to 60 degrees, maybe some upper 50s. And it looks like on Tuesday morning, everyone will be in the upper 50s. This will be the coolest morning that we have had since all the way back in May, so enjoy that. Fall is slowly creeping in to East Alabama. You'll see evidence of that coming up in the next several days. Hey, we had a lot of good beneficial rainfall for most folks last night across East Alabama. This is the rainfall totals ending at 7 a.m. this morning, and you can see everyone here in East Alabama had a little bit of rainfall, about 1.5 inches almost in Oxford. There were some areas that we had here from eastern Calhoun County through the central part of the county, from places like Nance's Creek back to Alexandria, where you had 1 inch to 2 inches of rainfall. There was even one area up here just north of Spring Garden in Cherokee County where they had 3 inches of rain with one of those storms last night. But everybody getting some beneficial rainfall. We'll have a small chance of rain coming up the next several days, but for the most part, that's our last widespread rainfall coming up until at least Saturday afternoon. Our forecast will be with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. sharp right here on EAN Local News. We'll have your breakfast forecast, and of course, we'll be right back here tomorrow night. Coming up next in sports, Chase Robinson going to detail the big Anniston versus Jacksonville high school football game. Chase?
Thanks, John. One of the most anticipated high school football matchups in the area will take place Friday night as Jacksonville hosts Anniston, not only in an inter-Calhoun County matchup, it's a 4A Region 4 game and also a top 10 matchup in Class 4A. EAN Sports had a chance to catch up with the number 10 team in Class 4A, the Anniston Bulldogs. Anniston comes into this game with a 2-1 record, coming off a big region win over Munford. One thing that has stuck out to first-year head coach Rico Jackson is the resiliency his team has shown.
I was really proud of them, how we fought back against Wilburn. The Andalusia game, we were resilient for a half. It was 7.5. I felt like we played well. The score really wasn't indicative of how the game went. And last week, bouncing back from the Andalusia game and having a good showing, even though we got a lot of stuff we need to clean up. So I guess the word is resilient.
The Anniston Bulldogs are under a new quarterback this season in Sachs transfer Gavin Doss. Coach Jackson is impressed with what he's seen from Doss so far.
He's getting better every week. He's getting more and more comfortable. It takes time to gel. It takes time to gel with the receivers. He had a really big game last week. I think he ran for 2 and threw 1 out, if I'm not mistaken. But he's really grown within the offense, and that's good to see.
Friday night's region game will feature Jacksonville, who's ranked 7th in this week's ASWA Top 10, and Anniston, who's 10th. Coach Jackson talks about the excitement his team has for this game, but also what challenges the Golden Eagles bring.
They're pushing me this week. Come on, Coach Jacksonville week. So they've been bouncing around. We had a good day yesterday. I'm expecting us to have a good day today. So we're preparing to get ready for a big game. Everything revolves around the quarterback. He plays cerebral. I know that sounds weird, but you can tell he's looking guys off. You can tell he's in complete control of the offense. He has a rocket on his arm. Number 7, the receiver, he's unbelievable, man. I mean, he's made some big-time catches. And defensively, they're scrappy. They fly to the ball. They're well coached, so it's going to be a challenge for us.
We mentioned Anniston and Jacksonville in the Alabama Sports Writers Association Top 10, but let's take a look at the other East Alabama teams who are ranked heading into Week 3. The Oxford Yellow Jackets have broken into the top 10 in Class 6A as they sit at number 10 with a 3-0 record. In Class 4A, Cherokee County sits at number 2. You've got Jacksonville moving to number 7 after their loss to Handley, and the Anniston Bulldogs still hanging on there at number 10. In Class 3A, the Ohatchee Indians cracked into the top 10, which sets up a top 10 matchup for the Indians this week as they host number 8 Sylvania. And in Class 1A, Coosa Christian making their first appearance of the season, ranked at number 10. Also, let's take a look at some volleyball scores from last night. Weaver defeated Piedmont 3-1 in a best-of-5 match. Also, it was White Plains defeating Cleburne County 3-0, and Faith Christian defeated Winterboro 3-1 in an area match. We want to hear from you. If you have some video clips of volleyball games that you want to see featured on EAN Sports, you can send those to us via email, eansports23@gmail.com, or send it to us on Facebook, and we will feature those here on our newscast. That's it for sports. Let's send it back over to Katie and Mike.
Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News.
You can find us here online every weekday evening on either Facebook or YouTube. Just go to our video feed and watch the news whenever it's convenient for you.
We'll see you back here Thursday for your news on your schedule.